Do you guys ever get the feeling that the world has an interesting way in correcting itself? When people start to finally realize how far things have gotten and that it's not really sustainable, that we just can't keep adhering to people's feelings and completely avoid truth, facts, science, and everything else in between. Here's the truth. We all want to live in our own fantasy worlds where everything we can possibly imagine comes true and that everyone has to abide by it, that everyone wants to live the way that we want to live. No compromise, no exclusions, just exactly the way I want it to be. But in reality, that's not how the world works, and we all got to find some way to get along, and that doesn't mean we need to crap on other people in order to get our way. There are objective, scientific, and biological truths, believe it or not. And as much as the far left type want to tell you that it doesn't exist, well, sorry. What I think is kind of funny is I literally just covered this story the other day. So we are getting a nice follow-up of what happened with Andreas and the rest of the community in the women's powerlifting in Canada. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Exclusive transgender powerlifter could be banned as Canada's union for the sport is ordered to change its rules by international governing body after she lifted 200 kilograms more than female competitor. Canada's powerlifting body told to follow global rules for trans competitors. The IPF has issued the organization an ultimatum after concerns over fairness. It comes as lifter April Hutchinson wrote a very dailymail.com column last week. Now, this competition in Canada I already covered, which I will actually leave a link to that video in the description down below so you guys can see how well that went. Yeah, not so great, I'll tell you that much. So for my imperial friends, I like to use pounds over kilograms. 200 kilograms is over 440 pounds. That means Andreas beat the next competitor below him by 440 pounds. That is the gap between Andreas and the next person. That is fucking crazy. A transgender athlete could be banned from powerlifting after Canada's union for the sport was ordered to align with the international governing body rules on transgender competitors. The International Powerlifting Federation, IPF, issued the Canadian Powerlifting Union, CPU, with the ultimatum Monday after Annie Andreas trounced her female competitors at an event earlier this month, smirking as she stood on the podium. IPF rules state the competitors must prove their gender identity with a government-issued ID and disclose their testosterone levels, mirroring similar policies by international sports governing bodies. Now, in my opinion, you guys, it's not enough. Just simply monitoring someone's testosterone levels and them going to a government body and changing their ID doesn't mean you are the same as a woman. I have mentioned this time and time again. Lung size, heart size, fast twitch muscle fibers, ligaments, tendons, and among other things do not fully change just because you lower your testosterone levels and increase your estrogen levels. What you're mainly going to get out of this is, yes, a dip in your strength to a degree, but you are just begging to get osteoporosis, so I don't recommend it. The move comes after April Hutchinson shared her frustration in a fair opinion piece for dailymail.com, where she pleaded for fairness in the sport and slammed Andreas for mocking her female rivals as weak. It's bodies that are playing sports, not identities. I don't care about anything else, but when it comes down to sports, it's about bodies and biology and science and strength, especially with powerlifting, Hutchinson said today. There was no policy. Anyone could walk up. A man could walk up tomorrow, identify as a girl, then just powerlift and then go back to being a man. No testosterone monitoring. Last week, Andreas 40, who currently holds multiple powerlifting records in the women's division, competed at the Canadians Powerlifting Union 2023 Western Canadian Championship. Her total powerlifting score was 597.5 kilograms, the total sum of the heaviest weight lifted in squat, bench, and deadlift. This was more than 200 kilograms than the next nearest competitor, Sujan Gill, at 387.5 kilograms. Now, while my opinion about this is that it's still not enough, you have to remove all biological men from women's competitions, period. But I do see this as a step in the right direction to a degree. Andreas, like many other trans female athletes, are absolutely predatory. They couldn't hack it in their biological division, so they bring it over to the other side and absolutely dunk on the women, which is sad, pathetic, and cowardly. But of course, I want to know what you guys are thinking in those comments down below. And as always, do not forget to hit the like or that dislike button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.